Allie Riley, Sid LaRue, Kristen Press.
Megan.
Wait,
Megan.
Whoa.
It's too much.
It's too much. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the show. We are back after dropping a live show last week. So hopefully you guys enjoyed that. It was right before my statue revealing. I had a wonderful weekend. Shout out to the Storm, the organization, the city. Shout out to my boo, Megan, who set up all the extracurricular activities. That was pretty good. You did a pretty good job keeping that a secret.
Yeah, we only had a couple bean spillers, but honestly, it's like in another life, you're a travel agent. In another life, I'm a party planner. I am just like thriving as basically like your EA. And I love it. We had so much fun.
I know. I'm going to give one bean spiller. I'm going to have to call her out. My friend Jess, who forwarded me the Evite or paperless post, forwarded via email the invite to then tell me, oh, sorry, I can't make it. I was like,
I just don't even understand it.
Me neither. It was so funny. So that was the only bean spillage, but it really didn't tell me too much. You rented out my favorite cocktail bar, had everybody go there on Saturday night.
After the show. Yeah. After the live show.
And then you rented out a little area in one of our favorite restaurants on Sunday for everyone to kind of hang out. And those are probably outside of the actual statue, which looks amazing. Did an amazing job.
It really does.
I can't wait to like go see it again.
It's like, it's not even like, oh, that looks like Sue Bird. It's like, that's Sue.
That is. I'm telling you, that's how I felt. That's how I felt when I saw the clay. When I saw the clay version, I was like freaked out a little bit. It's weird to see yourself that big.
It's dead on.
But it was an amazing weekend. But my statue wasn't the only epic WNBA news this week. Candace Parker had her second jersey retirement. The Chicago Sky honored Candace, retired her jersey. She obviously won a title there. Also had her jersey retired earlier this year by the Sparks. So a huge congratulations to Candace. She joins an elite group. It's an elite group of two people. It's her and Lindsay Whalen. Her and Lindsay Whalen are the only two players to have their jerseys retired by two different teams in the same year. Honestly, somebody go search it up. Has that ever happened in any other sport, male, female, whatever? I think it's pretty incredible. So just want to say congratulations to her.
That's a very elite group of two. They probably ran a mean pick and roll.
They didn't really play together.
Yeah.
Tough.
You know what I mean, though. They were.
USA basketball.
Yeah, USAB. Congratulations to Candace. Incredible. Obviously, you deserve it all the time. One of the best ever. Speaking of incredible career that's continuing on, I sat down on the couch before I went to dinner last night. I flipped the old telly on, and there's Venus Williams giving the business to Makova. Listen, Makova ended up winning. She's an 11 seed in the U.S. Open. Venus was out here just whacking with the power, and her serve was on. And I'm just like, you know what? Shout out. She ended up losing the third set. I don't care. I love her so much. She's obviously a trailblazer in every kind of way. And just to still be out here at 40 plus, like, is she 45 or something? I'm just like, keep giving them the business as long as you can. I loved every second of it.
Yeah. I feel right now what we're seeing is a lot of athletes who got a little old, retired, and then making this comeback because, to me, and I think you can agree with this, as your experience continues to grow, which it just does, right? You get older, you have more experience in whatever sport you're playing. It's an expertise. If you can just keep your body at a certain place, if you can keep your health and your mobility at a certain place, your experience is going to always allow you to do well and to win. And I think what we're seeing with, like, you know, whether it's like Venus, well, I don't know if she technically retired, but Venus, Lindsey Vonn is a great example. But you're also seeing athletes play like into their 40, so they go super long. I think we're going to see it more because modern medicine is allowing your body to stay healthy longer. So I really think we're going to see this impact, which is actually just a really wonderful segue into Diana's documentary, a player that played into her 40s. What'd you think?
Sue and I would also like to announce that we too are returning. No, I'm just kidding.
I've thought about it.
Yeah, right.
Not in a real way.
Not in
a real way. I have. Not in like some real way, but in a, could I like do this? And the truth is, I'm now a little, it's like too far gone. I've let myself go. It's like 3 years of too far goneness. So that's a wrap. But there is a part of me where I'm like, I know mentally I would kill it out there. It's just, the physical parts where it gets you.
Yeah, totally. Okay, back off our fake announcement, back into DT's doc. It was great. Honestly, Lily, Mario, main characters. I mean,
stars. Just stole the show.
UND.
Diana's
just had
parents.
Lily. UND had Lily on her deathbed week after week after week. Your entire career, every day you were in Russia, half of her heart was pulled out.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
She lost Diana. She lost Diana to the darkness of stores. She lost Diana to the actual darkness of Russia.
Yeah.
There were days in Russia, I think I've said this before, but there were days in Russia where we would get up for like the 10 a.m. practice and the sun was not rising until halfway. We were warming up in the darkness because there was windows in this one particular gym. We were warming up in the darkness watching the sunrise. It was like 10:35. Nightmare.
Wow.
But yeah, the doc is great. She's super vulnerable. You get to see all these different sides of her life, what her family means to her, and obviously her journey through basketball, which I think they did a great job of touching on what it was like for her early in her career, kind of like the persona she had, and of course, what we all saw in the last couple of years of her career. So it was great. Go check it out.
Oh, just no one like her. And no one since as of yet. Another thing that was just so wild that I witnessed in person, my homie, my teammate, Alyssa Nair, not only was she celebrating her 200 cap here in Seattle, Chicago, Alyssa scored a goal. I was like, what? The game was wild. The rain had it in the bag, got out of the bag. It was a wild comeback. There was a lot going on. We were up 3-0 at one point, and then all of a sudden, literally dying moments of the game, it's like we're sending the goalkeeper up. I've seen this happen 2 times in my life. Michelle Betos was one, and now this is the second goalkeeper NWSL goal. So congratulations, Alyssa. It was amazing. I saw your ass after the game, and I don't think you ever thought that was going to happen in your life. So just to like see you that happy even after a tie was really fun and just great to see you again. But yeah, that was absolutely insane. We have another Alyssa joining us today. Alyssa Thompson joining us for the show. We can't wait to dive in. I mean, at just like such a young age, she's already had such a long career already. She obviously came into the league so young. So can't wait to talk to her about her experience in her career and national team and Angel City and being an Angelino and all the things. So really excited for the show and I can't wait to dive in. I'm Megan Rapinoe.
And I'm Sue Bird. This is A Touch More. Let's get into it.
Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. It's time for your comeback. An Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm is made to target your troublesome aches and pains so you can get your body back to moving the way it's meant to. The massage balm targets multiple pain receptors to give you next-level pain relief versus menthol-only products. Ice works fast and heat makes it last. Plus, its moisturizing formula includes cocoa butter and avocado oil and leaves your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. With Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
First up, we've got the check-in. Let's talk a little MVP race, WNBA MVP race. It's getting kind of tight. There's a lot of things happening. But first, Megan, I actually wanted to ask you, like, how do you view and judge league MVPs? Like, what is your personal criteria? We've talked about this on the show before, but I want to re-up it. What is your personal criteria?
You know, it's kind of like the Supreme Court's definition of porn. Like, you know it when you see it. Yeah, sideways.
Wow.
I feel like the MVP it is different. Sometimes is different every year. Sometimes, like there isn't one criteria that everybody's agreed on, right? So sometimes someone just has a statistical year that is unable to be looked away from. That's that. I don't even know what. It's like Russell Westbrook when he averaged 100.
A triple-double. He
triple doubles.
averaged a triple-double.
A triple-double every game. So like sometimes it just, your team might be middle of the pack, whatever, but you're very clearly having a wild year and you're the best player. I think generally what I would say is who's the best player on a team that's in contention for being the best team. I don't think you have to be the best player on the best team, but like what player is clearly shining? Their team is in the hunt for a championship. They're obviously winning games. They're like inextricable from their team. So that's kind of how I look at that. But I do think the individual player needs to like be just like undeniable and a baller.
Yeah, I agree. I think I can't really say it much better. I think you're either looking at, and I've said this before, but I do want to say there is a gray area and there is nuance. And to your earlier point, you know it when you see it. But what happens when you have the scenario where you have the best player on the best team and you also have a player who's having a statistical amazing year, who's clearly, to be completely honest, carrying her team to some extent. Of course, she's getting help from other players, but has now taken her team to new heights. What do you do? Because you've got Napheesa Collier, who fits in one of those categories, A'ja Wilson, who fits in the other. So very quickly, I'm just going to paint a picture, get everybody updated. Napheesa Collier has been the best player in the league on the best team in the league, right? She's currently averaging basically 24 points, 7.5 rebounds. She's had 6 30-point games. The Lynx are number one by a mile. They've already clinched it all. But she got hurt. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But she got hurt and she missed 10 games. So there's that aspect of it. Then you've got A'ja Wilson, whose team had a rough start, had a very rough start. So the juxtaposition there is the Lynx have always been good. Even when Fee was out of the lineup, they were good. But the Aces are now on a 10-game winning streak that's catapulted them up to third. They're knocking on the door of second. They've already clinched playoffs. Asia's play is insane. She's averaging 23 points, 10 rebounds. She's had 10 30-point games, which is a WNBA record. So those to me are like the two we're talking about. I do want to give like a little bit of a shout to Alyssa Thomas, 6 triple-doubles, which ties her own record. She had 3 in a row at one point, a record in and of itself. Phoenix is in 4th. And then also people are talking about Kelsey Mitchell and Alicia Gray. I think it's a race between Fee and A'ja. So what do? You've got 2 players that fit the criteria you just gave. But then one of them got hurt. I think without the injuries, it's as clear as day. It's Napheesa. It's been consistency across the line. There wasn't like an up and down for her team. For A'ja, she found it, and she found it in a big way. So how do you weigh that? You're
the
stumped.
injuries to me, I'm not, but I'm going to work my way into it.
Okay.
The injuries to me, I'm like, listen, it happens. If he didn't get injured, very clearly by her return, she just would have been doing the same shit she was doing all year long. I mean, she's been absolutely balling. Even when she's out, even when she was injured, I feel like she was still in there. The way the team operates, the style that the team plays in, it's just like very much her. So like, okay, I mean, she had some injuries. She didn't miss 40 games, She didn't miss 30 games. Like she didn't miss 20 games. So I know she missed some games. A'ja missed some games, has missed some games, not as much, of course. It's really
Do you want some
hard.
context? Do you want some context? You want some historical context?
It's hard.
Lobo,
I feel like a little bit. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Some historical context. Rebecca Lobo gave me a little nugget recently, which is, well, first of all, there is no minimum games played eligibility situation. Everybody is eligible for MVP. There's only been one MVP, this is the nugget, Jonquel Jones in 2021 missed 5 of Connecticut Sun's games. They only played 32 that year. 2021, by the way, was a COVID carryover year. We didn't play a full schedule. We only played 32.
Yeah.
That's 6. So she missed 16% of her team's games. She's the only MVP in the history of WNBA MVPs that has missed more than 4 games in an MVP season. Okay, more context. Alyssa Thomas, she's missed 5 games. That would, if she misses no more and the season ends, that would be 11% of her games, her team's games. A'ja Wilson missed 4 games, so that would be 10% of her team's games. Nafisa has missed 10, and that would account for 22%. Again, quick reminder, that's if they all play the remainder of their games in a 44-game season. Honestly, if teams start clinching, there's a chance they rest, so that could change. So there's some context. Does it change anything for you?
Honestly, not really with the injury thing. I'm just kind of like, yeah, okay. If we start getting like way more, I just feel like 10 is fine. I think it's fine. Maybe that's my threshold. I don't know. It'll have to be stress tested if he misses any more games. I think the other thing that's happening is A'ja, similar to this has happened to Diana. It's happened to other great players. You're just great every single year. And so what makes this year better than another year you won MVP or a year you didn't win MVP when all your stats are the same all the time because all your stats are just like amazing literally all the time. Now, Phoebe made a run at it last year, I think too. I think we just lose a little bit of the like
well, can I just interject
spectacular
You can't
greatness.
Be comparing. I think that's where people go wrong. You don't compare MVPs from their last season to their next and so on. That's for most improved. Most improved.
No, I think people just take for granted how incredible of a year Asia's having, despite her team not playing that well.
Well, they just had a rough start, but they found it.
But now they found it. I mean, I think when you have a player who's having the year and their team is the best, you got to give it to them because the overall stats for her and A'ja are pretty similar. Mm-hmm. So I feel like Fee's kind of running away with this, and I don't mind the 10 games missed.
I agree with you. Right now, I'm leaning towards Fee. I think the final, they don't have that many games left, so what's ever remaining could help tell the story. What's really kept me in the Fee camp is her first game back from injury. She had 32 points, 9 rebounds, shot almost 70% from the field. Yeah, that's crazy. And like you said, it's best player on best team by a mile. And when that's happening, it's hard to turn away from it. But honestly, you cannot overlook A'ja Wilson. And I know we both agree with that. That's what's great about this, though. It's 2 players having great seasons, and it's just going to be about personal preference. Yeah, this is where it's tough. This is where I feel like players look back on their careers, and it's like, oh, so-and-so only won twice or 3 times. Mm-hmm. Diana's doc, a reminder. Diana Taurasi only won MVP once.
That's nuts.
I know. So sometimes this happens, I know. Yeah. It's hard. So yeah, that's really how I think we both feel about the MVP.
We'll see.
Another thing to keep our eye on, the Storm, the Valkyries, the Fever, and the Sparks are in a complete logjam. Technically, the Storm's in 6th, Valkyries in 7th, Fever in 8th, Sparks in 9th. That literally changed overnight. By the time this comes out, that will probably have changed. But just real quick, I think when you look at
this is like the NWSL standings where like Kansas City's at the top and then there's like 8 teams that all have either 24, 25, or 26 points.
Yeah. But this is even, I think, tighter and spicier because the difference between making the playoffs and not making the playoffs has impact on draft picks. This was actually something I talked about on Bird's Eye View. I did a whole long thing about who had what pick, where, and when. But between these 4 teams, something to remember, I guarantee you the Mystics are cheering like hell right now for the Storm to drop. They have their their first round pick. And the Storm is cheering like hell for the Sparks to stay out of the playoffs because they have their first round pick. So that's just, I love that. It's the game within the game while you're watching to keep that in mind. And then really, it's all a big TBD. You got to win games, and that's really what it's going to come down to. But the Valkyries do have the hardest schedule to finish out. They have the toughest schedule remaining. So their strength of schedule is really, really tough. Whereas the other three teams we're talking about right now, it's a little bit easier. Not easy, just like a tiny bit easier. So just to keep that in mind. Last but not least, for WNBA news, the single season attendance record was broken August 21st with over 2.5 million fans attending games.
Go.
It'll be smashed because we still have, at that point, there was still like 3 weeks left. So the final number will be Smash City. The previous record was set in 2002. Real quick, there was actually 16 teams. We only played 32 games back then. That's my rookie year, but there was 16 teams. So in some ways, it's actually less about the number of fans to highlight what's happening this year and more about the number of games. It took 2025, it took them 226 games to get this number. In 2002, it took 256 games. But something I do want to highlight. So like this year, the attendance is legit. Like fans are showing out and it is a big jump. But something I want to highlight, I think a lot of times the conversation around the WNBA and attendance and viewership, we'll talk about attendance now, is just that for years and years and years, it was terrible. For years and years and years, it sucked. For years and years and years, no one cared, no one watched. And it's just so untrue. And I think this paints the picture. In 2002, the average attendance was basically 9,200, give or take. This year, it's 11. That is amazing that it's jumped. But the point is, it didn't jump from 2,000 to 11,000. It jumped from 9,200 to 11,000. So I just want to keep that in mind for all of those that need some reminding about the history of the WNBA. So I love that we're setting records. And now it's time for some soccer talk because we got a Bay FC record.
Sock attack.
Its attendance is freaking booming everywhere. Bay FC just set a crazy attendance record at Oracle Park.
Oh my gosh, it was so cool. I flip on the telly once again. Flip on the telly, loving my sports. I'm like, oh my God. First of all, I hear Lori Lindsay on the broadcast. Shout out to the homie. Love her so much. Love it when I get to watch games and she commentating. They're at the baseball arena, field, park, whatever it's called, park, in San Francisco. 40,091.
40,000.
40,000 people. Honestly, the spectacle of it was beautiful. I think Oracle is one of the coolest parks. It's right on the bay. That was the old, like, hit it out of the park. It goes into the water. Bay FC was playing Washington Spirit. They ended up falling 3-2, but it was a super exciting game. Honestly, Washington had it completely in the bag in the first half. This has been a theme in the NWSL recently, scoring 3 goals, having in the bag, having a team come back and either tying or making it really interesting. But Bay FC did come back and score 2 goals. I wanted to talk about this because we've talked about it a little bit before, where women's sports just has the opportunity to try cool shit. Like play the volleyball game in the college football arena. Play the soccer game in the baseball stadium. Like make a spectacle out of it. Make an event out of it. Like put on the vibes that's really fun and interesting for other people. It's an interesting business model. Like obviously you can't do this every week and you wouldn't want to, but I feel like there's like creative, buzzy type activations that women's sports just has the flexibility to do. Some of it is like by necessity. Like sometimes you get kicked out of your stadium, so you're like, okay, I'm going to play here. But there's just cool opportunities. And I always just love when women's sports like takes advantage of that opportunity and does something cool with it. So I just loved this so much. I thought it was really fun. It looked like it was, really amazing for the fans. It's something that can then be like, in terms of the entire business model and like the entire ecosystem that is women's sports fandom and like the growing business around it. Of course, you need the product on the field and you need, all the things that the team needs and you need merch and blah, blah, blah. And then there's just like the cultural zeitgeist, the social moments, the clippable moments, and you see this picture and there's 40,000 people and it looks cool. And it just does something like intangible, I think, for the brand of women's sports that is really different from men's sports. And they don't really have the ability to do. I mean, NFL plays like in Europe or they play in Mexico. Sometimes the NBA plays in different places. So there's like little things like that. But I just always love when we kind of like take the opportunity to do something cool and deliver sports in a way that we haven't seen before. And women get to be the first ones because we have this kind of flexibility. So I don't know if you have any thoughts on the whole thing, but I really like loved the vibe.
What in your experience, like, have you ever experienced that? Have you ever played, I don't even know what to call it, like outside the box, like somewhere outside the box? Have you ever had that?
Yeah, I've played in St. Louis before where we played on, now I didn't always love it because of the baseball stadium aspect of it.
Because you got to run on the dirt?
Yeah, well, because they lay the turf down over the dirt.
Okay.
And the stadium's a little awkward. But sometimes, like when it feels like it's out of necessity and we're like being squeezed into another box, tough. But this was like obviously very intentional in a beautiful setting. And it's just like a really cool vibe. I mean, I think friendlies in different areas of the world even kind of like work to do the same thing. Or I always think that the men's and women's national team, if they ever align their windows, should do like a double header of
Like
some
a Rose
kind.
Bowl double header?
Yeah, like something like that. Playing in a Rose Bowl.
That'd be
We
cool.
did that after 2019. Just sort of like iconic places.
Yeah.
I think are always fun. I know the W has done this a couple of different times, right?
Yeah, the WNBA played, the New York Liberty played the Indiana Fever. If I had to guess, I'd say like 2006, 7, 8, somewhere in there, maybe 9, at Arthur Ashe Stadium. So that was pretty cool. It was like an outdoor game, Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Cool.
We played at the Los Angeles Sparks in 2010. It was an outdoor game at the Home Depot. What's that called now? Is that still called Home Depot?
It was Dignity Health. I'm not sure. Yeah. It's Home Depot in my heart.
Yeah.
Sure.
So yeah, that was an outdoor game. That was really cool. And there's actually, I think UConn women's basketball played, Arizona State maybe in an outdoor game, or maybe Tennessee played Arizona State somebody played Arizona State in an outdoor game. And that's in the winter. But they did that obviously in Phoenix. So so basketball has done it. I was able to play in an outdoor game. So that was my first and only professional outdoor game. It was great. It does bring like a different level. Yeah, it was fun. We were wearing sunglasses during shoot around.
Yeah.
It was
fun,
good vibes.
cool for the fans. It creates a different vibe. I always love when women's sports takes the freedom that it has at times and uses its creativity and does something cool like that. To take a hard left and quite frankly, a big downer after what we've been talking about is very exciting. Barbara Banda from the Orlando Pride out for the season. Honestly, I mean, devastating blow for Orlando, of course. Barbara currently was 3rd in the Golden Boot, which is most goals. Esther and Tema Chawinga, both on 11 goals. Barbara had 8, so she's like out of that. But honestly, just a huge blow for the league. Like there's no replacing a player of that caliber, obviously for what she means to Orlando, but just like, for the quality of it all. So I was like super bummed to see it. You never want to see a player out like that, especially for the whole season, especially we're getting into the back half of the season and things are starting to tighten up. I think Orlando still sits in 3rd or 4th, somewhere around there, but I hope this isn't true, but I can't imagine that they keep up their form without, arguably their best player. So yeah, wishing Barbara a speedy recovery, and that's just a bummer. I'm bummed about it.
Well, listen, earlier in the kitchen, you were doing your own PSAs. So I feel like you need to share it with the group. You need to share it with the class.
After honestly,
the other thing you've been doing recently is you'll make some big statement. You'll be like, I'm going to the store. Oh, whoa. Where'd the whoa?
Kyle Krieger. Krieger.
Wow.
I got it from Allie, who got it from Kyle, who got it from Cher.
Okay. So this is yeah, that's what it is.
How? And then I just
every time you do anything now, it is followed by how I went for a walk. How? All right. Well, you were doing
everything
PSAs today going,
Yeah.
how?
General PSA for the NWSL. You guys, listen. I know that there are a lot of considerations, many of which I can't even think of, that have to do with when the networks decide is the best time slot to put the games on in the NWSL. So I caveat this all by saying, I know I don't want to get any calls from the league. I don't want to hear nothing about this, okay? I'm giving you that.
I hate
But
to break it to you. You're still going to hear something about it.
I know. Berman's going to call me. Hi, Berman. Hey, Berman.
It's only
PSA.
the only thing clipped will be your complaint and not this
Yeah.
whole little
No, 100%.
And welcome to 2025.
From the months of July 1st to September 33rd, do not schedule any games between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. Let the damn sun rise and set again before we let this ball roll out. It is too hot. We learned this lesson in year 2 when we had our lifetime deal, when the best time to put the NWSL on was before the 3:00 movie that came on every whatever day. We'd have people fainting because kickoff in Houston at 12 noon or Orlando at 12 noon or North Carolina or wherever. It's too damn hot. That was 10 years ago. The planet has only been getting hotter since, and we know this. I'm just like, CBS, what are you doing? What are you doing? Because what you did was not get your game on when you needed to, and then we had to watch the final from 2 years ago again. We already watched it. Okay, I'm done. It's too damn hot. And don't tell me how? And don't tell me we're waiting for it to fall from 90 degrees or whatever it is to 89. It's just as hot. The sun needs to be down. It's not a matter of like, is it on this side of okay or this side of okay? The sun needs to be down. We don't need to be playing inside the sun during the summer from these months to these months. Okay, I'm done.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
What sign are you if you're born on September 33rd?
Hot. Sun. You're a sun sign.
Was that a typo?
No, but honestly, I just feel like
and
September
you just
has so
literally-
many days in it.
You just Ron Burgundied? You just read it?
I thought it'd be funny, to be honest.
Oh. September 33rd.
It's like, because it's like the end of summer, and then give yourself a cushion.
Okay. I was just double checking.
Yeah. That's my PSA. Players, you're welcome. These poor girls out there just absolutely fighting for their life.
Yeah, they're melting. Their cleats are melting. I can
Not
only
to mention
imagine.
if you got to play on turf.
Yeah, you're melting. All right. Should we bring our guest in? Is it time?
Yeah. Let's bring
Okay.
our girl in.
Alyssa Thompson made her U.S. Women's National Team debut on October 7th, 2022 against England. She came into the game in the 84th minute in front of a packed crowd of 76,000 fans. This was at Wembley. She subbed in for our very own Megan Rapinoe. Do you remember this moment?
Vividly. Oh my gosh, vividly.
Do tell.
I was like, get in there, girl. I mean, what a day. Honestly, maybe the best debut of all time. That's like an epic debut. And I'm like, you got this. I think the only reason I was starting even at that point was maybe Mao was out or we had an injury or something happened. So I don't think Alyssa thought maybe she was going into that game. We can ask her, but I just remember being like, okay, kid, like, let's go. Let's get in there. This feels very much like a passing of the torch, passing of the guard. I loved it.
Yeah, that is a pretty cool. I mean, to sprint onto the field, and you guys love your sprints, to sprint onto the field on Wembley, tip top.
Very cool. Yeah, very cool.
She was the first high school age player and youngest draft pick in NWSL history when she went number 1 overall in the 2023 NWSL draft to Angel City FC at the age of 18. Everyone, please welcome to the show, Alyssa Thompson.
Let's go. How?
Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You're resilient. That's how you've gotten through even the most grueling workouts. You keep pushing no matter what comes your way. So the last thing you want are those post-workout pains that hold you back from tackling your next one. But with the right treatment, you can address your aches and injuries and make your comeback. All it takes is a mixture of cooling and warming sensations, plus targeted pain relief. And that's exactly what the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm offers. It's a round, solid balm made with an easy grip design, so you can work it directly onto the problem area. The massage combined with the Icy Hot formula makes for a powerful, fast-acting pain reliever to soothe your troublesome post-workout joint and muscle aches. The formula contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors. And on top of that, it moisturizes the area with nourishing cocoa butter and avocado oil, leaving your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. You've earned your comeback. And with Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
Liz, welcome to the show. How you doing? How are you? What happened? I saw it on the highlight. You're doing these ones, but we're doing it with a big cast. How you doing?
Yep. I'm doing good. This is getting really annoying, like very annoying. It makes me mad every day. But besides that, I'm doing really good.
Okay, well, I'm happy you can still play with it because that would just be annoying if you couldn't play because of a hand thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that would drive me nuts. A couple weeks ago, we had Kriegs on the podcast, and we were just yakking all things NWSL. And we asked her who she thought her most exciting person to watch was, an exciting player to watch was in the NWSL. And she said you. And I think first, I'm just going to ask, do you think that's right?
I mean, I feel like there's a lot of exciting players, but definitely I'm one of them.
Okay, I love that. No, the real question is like, are you like, how do you take a comment and a compliment like that? Like, are you able to have it sink in, or like, how do you even hear something like that?
Yeah, I mean, it's really nice to hear. I love when like people of that caliber are able to like see what I'm doing and like see that I'm like exciting on the field. I think I kind of let it sink in, but also like I know those comments are like they can go away when I'm playing bad. So I kind of take it like I'm really happy now, but hopefully I can just keep doing that and they can keep saying that about me.
Oh, good perspective. I mean, part of the reason she's saying that is because you're kind of on a little tear this year. First of all, thank you for doing celebrations. Never stop. Never stop. I'm sure you've heard me bitch about this in the locker rooms or when people have scored and they don't even leave the 18-yard box or do anything. How are these celebrations coming about? Who's the creative mastermind? Take me behind the scenes because I'm loving it.
Okay, so me, Giselle, and my teammate Casey that used to be here, we used to talk about them before the game. And Casey would be like, Alyssa, you have to come up with a celebration just in case you score. Like, we have to. So sometimes you look on TikTok and look at like what people have done. Sometimes like what we did with like the 6-7, me and Giselle, like that's like just a trend. So we just like saw that and was like, ooh, let's do that for the game. And we talked about it before. So I was really excited when Giselle was on the field too and we could do it together.
Cute. Love it.
Do you ever feel pressure to score once you like know you have a celebration in mind?
No, I feel like because that's just like what forwards do. Like like that's hopefully going into the game, you're gonna try to score. So having that in the back of your mind, I think it helps me a little because like if I don't have a celebration, then I'm like, then I'm not thinking that I'm gonna score.
Yeah, it's like preparation.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's like you had to do your training, you had to eat right, you got to get your celebration in your back pocket. Yeah, that totally makes sense.
I was never an out and out goal scorer, so I was always just like devastated almost every game because I had so many celebrations, and then most of them I never got to get off. It was always like I have so many I could do. Good.
Earlier when we were just talking about this, just came to me. Earlier we were talking about like, you know, you're one of the most exciting players in the NWSL. How would you describe your game? What makes your game exciting?
I feel like I like to take people on 1v1 and I like to be super aggressive and go at people. I think being able to shift people in different ways and then beat them is exciting. And I'm pretty fast. So being able to beat people with my speed, I feel like you can see that. That's exciting to see. Yeah, I like to score. So people like people that score.
That's very true. That's very true. So you came in as the youngest player ever to get drafted first, one of the youngest players ever, period. What was that adjustment like? Like when you became a pro?
It was definitely hard. I feel like Megan could like saw that a little bit like at the World Cup and stuff, but it was so weird for me. Like I never thought of myself as being a pro so young, and like I had no idea what that entailed at all. And I was just like kind of being myself like I was 18, not thinking like, oh wait, I'm a professional. Like there's so many more things I need to do in order to really like evolve as a player and as a person. And I think going into my second year, I really like try to hone in on those things because my first year was like pretty difficult and thinking about like all the stuff that I was missing out on. And I didn't think I had good perspective of what like I was doing. And now I'm so grateful like that this is my job and I'm like I feel so focused on like the job at hand basically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, were you still living at home?
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're kind of living like a double life. You're like still on one side a quote unquote regular 18-year-old, on another side you're a professional soccer player. So I imagine there had to have been people you leaned on like from year 1 to year 2. Who do you think helped you the most?
I mean definitely on my team like Allie Riley, she was helped me so much. Like when I came in, I feel like she like took me under her wing. Like we went to the same high school, so I feel like that connection was really special. And she kind of just taught me like her ways and like what it meant to be professional. And obviously like my sister coming into the team the second year was a game changer for me. Like I love playing on the team with Giselle, and I like she makes me feel so comfortable and I feel like I can be myself, and I genuinely don't care what other people think about me as long as I'm with Giselle, because like she's the only person that I care about. So it's really nice to have her, and I think that helped me a lot with my confidence because she always believes in me.
Yeah, we're definitely going to get into more of Giselle, but real quick before I toss it back over to Megan, you've been in the league now a couple of years. What have been some of the differences like in the league that you've seen? Like you guys are getting, you now have your training facility. So there have been some changes in the NWSL. Like in your short career, what have you seen change?
Yeah, I think for the I mean, coming in, Angel City always had really good like fan base. So all of our games have been packed like since year 1. I think the facility has been a game changer for us. Like just having a dedicated space for us. Like we were in trailers and stuff before, and it was just the bathroom situation, everything that was really bad. So now it's so nice to come into the facility. Like our locker room is huge and we have a sauna, multiple like field space. It's just really nice to feel like definitely a professional and having dedicated spaces for us.
Yeah, this segues perfectly. I want to ask you about your coach, and this is not the first coach that you've had. I think this is your third coach at Angel City. But you're saying just the consistency to be able to show up every day and like, I mean, quite literally know, like, this is where I'm getting ready. This is where I'm doing pre-act. This is where I'm training. This is where, to have that consistency is so important. So you could just focus on that. So like I said, this is your third coach basically in 3 years, which is tough. So I know that it's going to take a while for Alexander. What does he go by? Alexander, Alex? Alex. It's going to take him a while for him to really show his chops and get, a team understanding and comfortable with his tactics. But what do you feel like he's brought to the team thus far? And like, what are you excited about sort of moving forward? And then is there anything like specific in your game that he's, helping you with or unlocking for you?
Yeah, I mean, Alex has been really good for the team. I feel like our meetings are a little bit long, but I think it's because
he is European.
Yes, and he's trying to like teach us a bunch of tactics that we haven't known before, and I feel like he's really into like just the football, like thinking about different movements, and just how we're all positioned on the field and how each of our movements help each other. And I think in the long run, we just need to get those like flowing and moving together. But I think in the long run, it will help our team so much. And the way that he wants to play is like very through the middle, but also like building as a team. Like we want to have the ball for most of the game. And I really like that because you don't have to defend as much.
Speaking Megan's language.
Yeah.
Honestly,
we're
speaking
wingers.
my language too.
Speaking wingers language. Yeah.
Yes. So it's nice in that aspect. And I feel like for me personally, Alex has just been wanting to really hone in on like not just every time going 1v1 and working on combination play with my teammates. I think that's super important because having that in my locker, I'll be able to unlock different type of defenders, and I don't always need to be isolated to make something happen.
Yeah. I mean, so you talk about how he's brought different tactics. You guys are learning a lot as you start to gel as a team or continue to gel as a team. What has changed from a mentality standpoint? Because you guys finished 12th last year. Now you're fighting for the playoffs. So what's been a key difference in like the team's mentality and how that impacts your performance?
Yeah, I mean, Alex is a winner and he wants our team to be winners. He does not want us to get used to losing. So having him as a coach and knowing that he is not used to this has been really motivating for our team, I think. And as a team, we obviously like we want better for ourselves. And I think coming into training each week, we're pushing to get better, and Alex is really pushing us to get better. And just the little things on the field, like our first touch, like cleaning up those details and understanding your job on the field has been really important. And I think we as a team really understand that, and we really just like want to be better for all of us so that we can push forward.
Yeah. Well, I do love what you've already said about your sister, Giselle, just how she's been a game changer just to have her there for you. You guys made history, NWSL history, first sisters to combine for a goal. So having her there, having experiences like that, moments like that you can share, you've touched on it already, but what are these moments like for you to be able to share them with her?
Yeah, I mean, they're so special. Me and Giselle have been doing everything together since we were young. So being able to be on a professional team together and combining for that goal was something that we've dreamed of. And just having like her run to me, and I was so excited for her because that was also her first goal. And just like thinking about it now makes me smile because it's so like fun and amazing. And every time I come into training, it's just nice having Giselle here. Like I know that that's like my person, and I'm able to just like be myself, and be around her just makes me happier, honestly.
Yeah, it sounds like it's like a huge unlock. Megan has a great question for you about Giselle in a second, but real quick, everyone knows about you, everyone knows about Giselle. What's like the scouting report on Zoe? There's another one coming. There's another one coming. She was just reported to the U14 camp for the women's national team. So tell us a little bit about Zoe.
Zoe, as a player, she's very like I don't think she's as fast as me and Giselle, but she's super technical. And like when I was her age, I definitely did not have the skills set or like the thinking that she has. I think she's a 10, So she's like the playmaker. She runs the field. And every time I watch her play, she's like just like scanning, and I'm like, how old are you? Like I was not doing that when I was that young. So just I feel like her ability on the ball is just so much better than me and Giselle.
Wow, I wonder if that's like just something she picked up from being around you guys so much.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, that's how we feel about all of you younger ones. You come into camp and we'd be like, what the fuck? How old are they? This is like insane. What's happening? No, I remember watching you and Giselle score that goal and just like watching all the highlights and like literally having tears in my eyes. I have a twin, so I like know what that's like to just share in those moments and like just be able to like, because it's a stressful environment and it's people you don't know and you're learning your teammates, blah, 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 and then you just have like the whisper, you know? It's like I feel like having Giselle's there is just like, this is like whatever's going on. Do you and Giselle have fights on the field? Because Rach and I used to get into like it was like we were the only ones that could like hold each other accountable to the degree that we could. And it's like she used to play like defender or center back or like holding men, and I was a forward, and we would literally be like screaming at each other from like one side of the field. But honestly, it was just like that's just how we vibe. That's just like how we talk together. But we were super close. So you guys ever have it out in training or any fights?
Not really, to be honest. I feel like both of us are pretty quiet on the field, and if I like Giselle usually doesn't say anything to me, but if I was just like, come on, Giselle, like come on, because I know like
The tone.
she can do better. Yeah, it's just the tone, but
Yeah.
I feel like I only yell at Giselle if I yell at anyone. Like I can only yell at her.
Totally. Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly. I would like never speak to anyone the way I speak to Rach to this day. Like there's no way. But yeah, you have whenever I say her like her whole name, usually I just call her Rach. But if ever the whole name comes out, it's like she knows that.
Yeah.
She knows that I mean business. All right. This year, 6 goals you put in the season, or maybe 7 now?
6.
6. Okay. On pace to be your best year. What do you feel like is the difference in, you've always been super dangerous from the first second I played with you. Obviously you have your speed that's always going to be dangerous, but what do you feel like is turning you into like production, like goal scoring and assists, but also just like the creative kind of part of your game and the sort of key passes aspect of it? What do you feel like the difference is this year?
I feel like coming into this year, like off of last year, I had like a pretty good end of my season last year, and I felt that momentum and like confidence. I worked a lot with Kristen on the field, and she's helped me like just be a lot better in front of goal with my like first touch and how or like where to place it wherever I'm on the field, and I think that's helped me a lot. I feel like the belief from my teammates has helped me a lot and my confidence. Whenever they have like just shown that they believe in me, I feel so much better in myself. And I think coming into the season, I really wanted to start off on a good foot, and I didn't put like as much pressure as I had in the previous years. I think I put so much pressure on myself to do really well because I was so young and I wanted to prove to everyone that like I'm good enough to be here and I'm not just like another like young player coming in and gonna like fall underneath everyone. So I think this year I was like, I'm just gonna trust the process because I know that I trust my abilities. I have confidence in myself, and I think that has been the game changer for me, just confidence in who I am and what I bring, and no one else can bring that. So
yeah, I've been really impressed with exactly that, what you're just saying. I mean, obviously we played together for a short time on the national team. You came in so young, like honestly in a really tough spot. Mal just gotten injured, like a lot of pressure. You're like thrust into the starting lineup. You're drafted young. Your name is out there. And it's really hard. Like, just from a maturity standpoint, I thought you did a really great job. and also like your game needs time to grow into itself. And I feel like every single year I've seen you do that. And it's like you're just now getting into the years where you're kind of like starting to get into your prime a little bit as a player. This is like the total like natural progression. Do you feel like the game is slowing down for you a little bit? You mentioned working with Kristen. I mean, talk about ruthless in front of goal and just like clinical. So that's a great person to work with. But do you feel like things are starting to slow down a little bit for you?
Yeah, definitely. When I'm on the field, I feel like so much more like calm. Like I felt like so rushed in my decisions before and just like what I was doing. And now I feel like the game is just going to come and then I can figure out like what I wanted to do in each situation. So it's really nice. And I think also just like looking over more film, I wasn't doing that a lot last like couple of years. So being able to like look over games, see what like am not able to see when I'm on the field has been really helpful too.
Mm-hmm.
So even before you got to the NWSL, you signed with Nike. You were still in high school. You have tons of partnerships now. Like I said, Nike, Knicks. You made a Netflix cameo. That's always fun. Megan loves a cameo.
I love a cameo. I'm open and available for cameos. They're so fun.
So this is kind of like a little bit of a three-parter, but it's really just one question. It's A, like, do you enjoy doing this type of work? Obviously, you're building a brand. You have tons of opportunities. So then when it comes to selecting who you're going to work with, like, how do you approach that? What kind of things do you want to do, not want to do? Who to partner with, who not to partner with?
Oh, yeah. I feel like I do like doing these things like with Giselle. I feel like they're really fun because like we can not like we can kind of just like laugh and then it like goes a lot faster. So that's been fun being able to like do the cameo with Giselle or like do these brand deal shoots with Giselle because we just always have fun on set. And for for me picking like brands that we want to work with, I feel like we always try to decide like, oh, if we liked it before or like sometimes we seek out partners because we really want to work with them and like I've seen like what they've done. I feel like with Knicks, they've been investing a lot in women's sports too. So, and me and Giselle love makeup. So that was easy. It's just like kind of what like we want to show other people and what like aligns with like who we are as people. And I feel like all the brands that we've partnered with have been like super helpful and just like with us and also been helpful in just showing like the world who we are through brands kind of.
Yeah. As a, just because of your age, is that something you're just like naturally comfortable with showing yourself to the world? Or you still feel like I'm still figuring myself out, so I'm only going to give a little bit here, a little bit there?
Actually I've never thought about that. but I like posting and stuff and like showing what I'm doing. So I think maybe it's just like our generation.
No, the fact that you haven't thought about it means you're just comfortable in your skin. So that's a great thing.
I love that. All right, we got a couple more for you. I want to switch gears and talk international play. I know that's a something you've already participated in, but obviously have bigger aspirations. What do you feel like? You've had an interesting, it reminds me a little bit of Mal in a way of like breaking in so young, making rosters, having to find yourself, having, I think 23 was tough experience for everybody in a lot of ways, for lots of different reasons, being left off the Olympic roster. Like, how do you think about the things that you've learned from those experiences and what are those things? And then like, what are you excited about moving forward as it seems to be that you're finding your feet at the right time?
Yeah, I feel like I learned just a lot about myself in those periods. And I learned so much about like what it takes to be in those positions, like learning from you and Alex and Lindsay at the World Cup just like showed me so much about what it meant to be there, what it meant to be on the national team and what it takes. And I think that was super helpful in like my development. I think also just showed like my resilience. And it gave me confidence to know that I won't back down from things that are hard, and I can get out of like ruts and stuff. And that helped me a lot. I like even this season I didn't score for a couple of games, and I never doubted myself. And I feel like before I would have been like, oh, I'm not good anymore, or like I can't do this. But now I'm just like, it's gonna come. Like I'm doing the right things. I'm doing everything that I can off the field. So it gave me confidence too, knowing that I've been through hard things in my career already, and I've shown resilience through that. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think both Sue and I would agree with this. I'm gonna speak for both of us, but I think that right there over probably any amount of talent or skill is like the single most important thing is the something's hard, something doesn't go your way, the resilience, the grit, and the self-confidence to be like, yeah, I'm playing bad right now, or I'm not scoring, or I'm playing well and I'm not scoring, or I'm scoring and I'm not playing well. And just like keeping that kind of like level head, especially at the international level when like the whole tournament is just like a circus. Like it's just wild. And there's so many different aspects. It's like what you thought at the beginning was not how you're going to win at the end. You have to be, resilient and flexible to go through that. So hold on to that. And it's definitely showing in your game. What do you feel like is like the one thing you're wanting to add in your game? Like, especially thinking about the international level, lots of World Cup in 2 years, Olympics the following year. We're going to home World Cup in 31. You're still going to be in your 20s. That's wild. So what are you thinking about for like this next couple year phase of like something you want to add to your game?
Yeah, I think for me personally, like playing on the left, I definitely want my left foot to be so much better so that I can go both ways. Like I love cutting in and shooting with my right. That's like what I like to do. So being able to go on the left if like defenders are forcing me that way, and being able to score from there or create like good, having variety in crosses too in those situations, I feel like will be really helpful for me and for like the teams that I'm on. And I think also just combining with my teammates more in order to get open and like off the ball movement, like second runs to like keep my run going so that I can get into better positions. Yeah.
Yeah, being able to punish them with the thing that they're giving you is definitely. I was a right-footed player on the left side. Always, I wanted to cut in every single time, but I was like, okay, if you're gonna leave this wide open, I'm gonna punish you enough to where now you open up a little bit of space for the best parts of your game.
Okay, so we're talking a little bit about international. I don't want to skip ahead because there's a lot between now and 2028, but you are an LA kid. The Olympics are in LA. This is truly, you could argue, what?
Is this how you do it?
Yeah.
Oh no, I don't know what I'm doing.
I think I'm embarrassed that you didn't know how to do it.
I know.
It's okay. You are from California too. Tough.
Tough.
So yeah, don't want to get too far ahead, but it kind of is. You could argue for an athlete, this doesn't happen often. It's like once in a lifetime type feeling. Do you think about that? Do you think about I know the World Cup is so important for you guys and rightfully so, but the Olympics is right there and this could be a home Olympics. Is that on your bucket list?
For sure. I feel like in my everyday, I don't try to think about it, but like when me and Giselle are talking about our dreams or our goals for what we want to do in the future, it's definitely playing in the Olympics, no matter like where it was, but being in LA, that's just like, you can't write that. Like you just like, it would be so magical. All my friends and family would be there, and like being able to play in front of them just gives me so much pride. Like playing at BMO every weekend, I just feel this different type of energy and pride, and being able to play in LA for the Olympics or something so like huge would be insane. Like so crazy.
Yeah, I'm low-key jealous. I have a little jealousy that we didn't get a home. There was like, I don't even know, gosh, you probably weren't even born. There was like a possibility of the Olympics being in New York. I think London got it or somebody got it, and I was devastated. I'm from New York. I was devastated.
Yeah.
So I really hope you get to live that out. That would be so special.
Yeah.
Okay, this brings us to our very favorite and most important part of the show, which is the bench start cut. Usually Sue does it and she's pretty ruthless with it, but I did it this time because I know you better. So hopefully I did good. The first one, it's not an easy one. They are both hard. I just want to preface you with that. It is hypothetical and in the vein of what we've been talking about. The first bench start cut. Winning gold LA 28, winning an NWSL championship at BMO, or winning the World Cup in 31 in LA. I'm going to lobby for the final being in LA.
Okay.
These are tough.
Jeez, Megan.
Yeah, I really went after it.
Yeah, I don't want people to think that I don't care.
I know.
But
No,
okay.
it's
Bench start cut. Okay. But like a World Cup. Okay. This is, yeah.
and
Okay.
Olympics.
Starting Olympics, benching. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm benching the World Cup. And I have to
And we
cut.
love Angel City.
Sorry.
Fair.
I love Angel City, but I'm sorry. My PR person's at the back. So.
She's like, what's going on? Okay. This one.
Well, it's
maybe
not
easier.
getting easier. Yeah, it's not getting easier.
I'm scared.
Allie Riley, Sid LaRue, Kristen Press.
Megan.
Wait,
Megan.
Whoa.
It's too much.
It's too much.
Yeah, that's
It's
too much.
No, we love them all so much. Honestly, I wouldn't bench any of them or cut any of them.
Yeah.
We just they're the They're the
Yeah. Oh, you're in
They're
the
the
perfect
these.
formation.
They're the these. We can let you off. That was too mean. That was
You know what
too
you got to
mean.
do? You got to do like, who would you let date your brother?
Yeah.
Then start cut, you know, or
Yeah.
like date your sister, or babysit your kids, or watch your
Yeah.
dog. That's the next.
Yeah.
That's what we
Okay,
gotta do.
that's good. That's good. I got to take those notes for next time. Yeah.
Do you
'Cause
have a dog?
We can't string you out like this.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can't. You can't.
No. I mean, I thought it was nice not putting Giselle in there, but it turns out it might be worse, you know?
I would cut Giselle because that's the nice.
She's out.
Well, also because you know she's not really going anywhere.
Yeah, she's like, I'm right
This one's
here.
for life. Yeah.
Yeah. Liz, thank you so much for joining us on A Touch More. We love you so much. Good luck rest of the season. Keep just doing everything you're doing, banging those goals, punishing them with your left. We're big fans over here, and we can't wait to watch you play next.
Thank you so much. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You're resilient. That's how you've gotten through even the most grueling workouts. You keep pushing no matter what comes your way. So the last thing you want are those post-workout pains that hold you back from tackling your next one. But with the right treatment, you can address your aches and injuries and make your comeback. All it takes is a mixture of cooling and warming sensations, plus targeted pain relief. And that's exactly what the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm offers. It's a round, solid balm made with an easy grip design, so you can work it directly onto the problem area. The massage combined with the Icy Hot formula makes for a powerful, fast-acting pain reliever to soothe your troublesome post-workout joint and muscle aches. The formula contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors. And on top of that, it moisturizes the area with nourishing cocoa butter and avocado oil, leaving your skin feeling soft and hydrated. Don't let pain stand in your way. You've earned your comeback. And with Icy Hot, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.
Support for A Touch More comes from Etsy. With their off-court style as coveted as their on-court game, stars Cameron Brink, Skylar Diggins, Nneka Ogwumike, and Breanna Stewart are teaming up with Etsy for an exclusive collection. Each item is co-designed with an Etsy seller to reflect that player's personal style. By blending self-expression with craftsmanship, this collaboration is more than a drop. It's a celebration of the shared spirit of grit, originality, and heart that drives both athletes and makers to create something truly special. The 4-piece Icon collection includes a 2-piece clothing set by Skylar Diggins, an Etsy seller by Mary Lowe, metal statement earrings by Nneka Ogwumike and Etsy seller Deja Sparks Jewelry, an NYC-inspired charm necklace by Brianna Stewart and Etsy seller from Hadley, and press-on nails by Cameron Brink and Etsy seller Bling It On Nails. Plus, each athlete has also curated a selection of more style finds on Etsy, offering a deeper look into their off-court aesthetics and creative inspirations. Shop the full collection and curated edits exclusively at etsy.com/the Icon Collection.
Well, I loved that so much.
So cute.
Bliss was like my proper baby rook.
She's still a proper baby. You were like, oh, as you enter your prime. I was like, what? In 8 years? She's 20.
I know. It's
she
wild.
Just turned 20.
I honestly, I was impressed then, and I'm even more impressed now just with how she talks. Because she's obviously uber talented and like has it all there, and just is so young, and also was like thrust into situations that like did not really set her up for success at all. And she's just like has a resilience and like has a grit. She's had a great year, and I know that like in the next couple of years, she's really seems to be figuring it out and is gonna take off. And honestly, she was always down for a laugh. We did a lot of meal tables together, and she was just giggling and gaggling and just talking her shit. So
I can't wait till we bring her back on and we get to ask the question, when you made the World Cup team as a teenager and your first couple of years, you were finding your footing. How do you think that's set up the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years? Because that's the question I actually wanted to ask her, but it's too soon. It's too soon. But I think
put it in the...
Yeah, to your point, a lot of what she's experienced in these early years is going to shape her, and she's going to be thankful for it, even though I'm sure there were a lot of hard moments. But yeah, great interview.
Love her. It is time for our workout of the week. Presented by Icy Hot. Do you want to start, or would you like me to start?
Honestly, the floor is yours.
Thank you. The floor is mine. And the stairs are mine. That's what I've been doing for my workout of the week. We live in Seattle, notoriously very hilly, but up and down all these hills in these neighborhoods, there's just cute little passages of stairs everywhere.
There's a whole secret world.
Literally.
There's a whole secret stair world here.
And I'm discovering it as my workouts. I'm just using my cute little jaunts to get out of the house and get a little walk and get some fresh air. And I am like, you know what? As my workout, I'm going to walk up and down every stair that I can possibly find, sometimes multiple times in a row. So that's what I've been doing. I feel like I am really on, as you guys have seen with workout of the weeks, I am on I'm just going to be in the wild with it workouts. Like I'm having, outside of a couple of classes that I do, I'm still having a hard time like finding the motivation to do sort of like specific sports workouts. So I'm up hills, I'm doing my Tai Chi stuff. And now I'm like, well, I need to do the strength and I need to keep my booty right. So I'm up and down these stairs. Sue, what about you?
I love that you're keeping your booty right. No, I'm just kidding. For me, I'm going to give swimming a shout out this week. Swimming, I find, because my form isn't great, as Megan likes to remind me every time we go swimming, it's hard. It's really challenging for me. Yeah, but it is like a full, complete, full body workout. You get like really good cardio in, you're moving, and just being in the water is really nice and therapeutic. I once, a trainer that I had, I think it was for USA Basketball or something, once told me that if you just sit in the water for like 30, 45 minutes a day, there's actual benefit because your body's made up of like, some crazy high percentage of water. There's actually just a benefit from being in the water. So I do enjoy swimming. I'll do everything from like just swinging my legs around to actual laps, which, like I said, aren't the prettiest, but I get the job done. I've got my cap, I've got my glasses, I've got my earplugs, my goggles, I should say. I've got my earplugs. I'm ready to roll. And honestly, I think one of the best parts is because it's such a challenging workout, I zonk out. I'll either nap that afternoon or that night. I'm just like so tired. I zonk. So it puts you right to sleep. I love it. Can't recommend it enough. And honestly, even if you're not actually swimming, again, it's just worth it being in the water.
You can just float in there, everybody.
Yep.
I'm Megan.
Okay. We've hit the moment. A touch more.
Just a touch more, a little bit. Just a touch more.
Yeah. What do you got a touch more for, Megan?
I have a touch more time for addressing what Snoop Dogg said. I don't really have a touch more time for Snoop Dogg this week. Snoop Dogg appeared on the It's Giving podcast and said that he was at the movie theaters watching Lightyear and described being shocked, which can't imagine that was true, at a character that had two moms and having to explain that to his grandson, how the couple had a baby, which is very simple. A lot of gay couples and a lot of straight couples have babies the exact same way, so we can get into that. And Snoop said on the podcast, "Oh shit, I didn't come for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie." He also said, "These are kids. We have to show this at this age. They're going to ask questions. I don't have the answer." Sir, what do you mean you don't have the answer? People be gay. We know that, and it's fine. The answer is they love each other, and that's just what it is. I mean, our kids are getting drilled on active shooter and what they're supposed to do in school. I think they can handle some gays and two moms and two dads or whatever. So Snoop, no, stop that. Like, you know, you're not shocked, whatever. Okay. You don't agree with it, but like, you know how to explain it. And there's gay people all around and there's everybody all around. It's not like all of a sudden we've just been putting them in all the movies. I mean, these Disney movies have a lot of wild stuff in it. Like moms are dying and, you know, people are being taken into forests and all kinds of stuff are happening. So this is kind of the least of our worries. This is actually a layup and a softball for parents. That's just like, oh, they love each other. That's their moms. That's their dads. So it's giving homophobia and it's also giving lazy, and you do have the answers. So like your job is to parent. So just do that. Sue, what do you have a touch more time for this week?
I have a touch more time for Paige Bueckers. She spoke something into existence. She was asked, you know, who'd she want to see most courtside at a game? She said Ellen Pompeo from Grey's Anatomy. She also said Shamar Moore. That's her dream celebrity. And he came to a game. It was a very sweet moment. They catch Paige like during warm-ups when she first spots him. They obviously got some pictures. Some video was taken also of the first time they were meeting. So I just thought it was so sweet. So that's what I have a touch more time for. I do think it is kind of funny given I know him from Diary of a Mad Black Woman, which was 20 years ago. So when Paige said his name, I was kind of like, wait, what? Shouldn't you do somebody a little more recent? But apparently she's a little bit of an old soul. She loves Criminal Minds. Her and my mom love Criminal Minds. So I just thought it was like an adorable moment. And it was really sweet to watch.
All right. That's it for this episode. We will see you next week. Support for A Touch More comes from Icy Hot. You get things done, and the last thing you need is to put everything on hold for your aches to go away. You can make your comeback now with Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm. It contains 2 maximum strength ingredients that target multiple pain receptors, so you can experience instant relief post-workout. Ice works fast, and heat makes it last. You no longer need to let pain stand between you and your goals. Just massage the Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm directly onto your troublesome aches, and boom, you're so back. Buy Icy Hot Pro Massage Balm online or at a retailer near you.